So good evening, everybody. So today it's very nice to see all of you again. So today is my second speech of YouTube upload. So I'm gonna talk about my self-introduction because I would say something before I tell you my self-introduction. Because when I started to study at IFL, that my first day to go there, I found myself a little bit shy entering the class because when I went to the class, everybody everybody arrived in class already, and there were lots of students. There are lots of students, and actually maybe 35 students or more. So my first day, I didn't really have to tell much about my self-introduction because I only told everyone, nervously. I didn't really tell them very well because at the time I had a butterfly in my stomach and even my body because when my body gave his speech to the rest of the class, there was a guy, maybe there were a few guys telling him that his speech was not concise. And for me, it was my I was the final guy who gave the sorry I was the final guy who gave the speech in front of everyone, and I just gave them my introductions, and I couldn't know Spanish too. But I believe that it was not very interesting for those people because I think they actually don't know Spanish. Because if I say I can speak French, I can speak Chinese, my speech would be very impressed. Yeah, it would be very impressive. I'm sorry. Yeah. So today I don't have to make time go. I mean, don't have to delay the time. So I'm gonna tell you about my self-introduction because I also wrote a paragraph to my lecturer too. He's actually a lecturer of writing skill. He just teaches us only writing skill from sentences to paragraphs. So let me start my self-introduction. So now, from now on, I would say this. All right. So first of all, let me tell you. Let me please introduce myself to you. My name is kimsrea. I'm actually 19 years old, and I would say, I would say a few things relevant to my age. That I was born on 20th of August 1995, and which means I recently turned out to be a 19-year-old man whose birth took place in Phnom Penh, the Cambodian capital. Well, I was actually a former student of I was actually a former student from Cesarwood High School, of which I graduated on 8th of August 2013 simultaneously when I finished taking the baccalaureate. It means the national exam of grade 12, which is also called Baccalaureate in Khmer. And I believe that everyone knows this for sure, that baccalaureate means the final exam of grade 12. And at that time, from that point on, I started to think of my prospective principle of going for IFL, a university of prestigious, for the purpose of carrying on studying carrying in 4 years for a bachelor degree, in addition to acquiring more knowledge of linguistics, which will definitely be used to teach and educate people from one to the others in order to make money easily, so that I can get by from my perspective daily life. Although, I would say in spite of mental toughness is relevant to teaching English as a foreign language. So in terms of my hobbies in my leisure time, I mostly like playing football game with my brother, studying in Year 5 rifle, as well as working as a full-time teacher of English in some more urban private schools. And I think he does a very good job for himself because I think he's a very good guy because he studies in Year 5. It's incredible for him. He actually didn't just study in Year 5. Sorry, he actually doesn't study only Year 5. He also teaches English in some private school too. It's amazing because now I would say he earns lots of money. He could make money. I would say he was able to make money since he was just turned out to be a sophomore, which means a Year 3 student at IFO. And for me, I'm not sure exactly about my future because the first thing I have to do is to be very good at using English because English is very important. English is my future. It depends on my future. So my future will have to be optimistic. It's something that I just want to expect for myself. So let me just carry on. And I also, yes, for sure, I'm also interested in um, playing football game. Playing football on the pitch too. And I believe that the best quality of being a very good student is to just to work hard. And also in class, you have to streak ahead. You don't just learn to pass the exam. You also have to learn in order to get high score for your final year of IFL. Because when you reach the 4 year Bible, you study for a bachelor degree. You will study about you'll see about the what is it called, the applied linguistics, and as well as the teaching methodology. Because after you finish the baccalaureate, you will be supposed to be a teacher of English. I mean, you will teach English as a foreign language. Maybe I'm not sure exactly if someone is going to be a full-time teacher of English or not. But for sure, I would say am absolutely interested by some other free activities like this is some simple thing for me to tell you. Yeah, just like hanging out with friends, doing physical exercise at home. So like doing physical exercises at home, hanging out with friends, eating out with sisters, as well as going for a ride and rambling through the Diamond Island in order to release tensions after conducting school research for so long throughout the day. And I still like to do, I still like to learn more languages, It is something that I'm more interested in. I would just say I'm much more interested in learning languages such as English and Spanish than those unimportant activities because of making it possible to communicate with with persons around the world, especially in the West and elsewhere throughout the globe. And I finally want to tell you about my future goal, of which I was thinking of in every minute in my lifetime or in high school, for sure. And yes, so consequently, I wish to be a teacher of English and Spanish because those two languages are very important for the world. It means that if you can speak those two languages, you don't have to be afraid of misunderstanding each other. I mean, with new people you meet when you visit some countries in the world. If you visit Spain, you can use Spanish. If you visit Argentina, you can still use Spanish because Spanish is spoken in 21 countries. Argentina is included in the 21 countries around the world, which is supposed to be an official language. I mean, which is supposed to be a country speaking Spanish as the first language. I mean, their dominant language is actually Spanish. And I will have something to tell you more about my future because I had my sights set on becoming a prodigious teacher since then, as well as desiring to help descendants in the following generation, to help them know how to address with people in various languages without getting confused with oral communication. So do not just learn only a language and try to understand the speech. You also have to learn its structure too. Have to learn its structural expression, especially English. If you know English very well, you don't have to just go for any other languages. But if you're interested in learning more languages, you can. But I just want to recommend you not to learn Chinese because Chinese is very complicated. If you know English, you know French, you know Spanish. If you still keep studying Chinese, if you want to know another language like Chinese, it will make you feel very excellent. As I told you many times, not just four major subjects in high school, as well as a language which is very difficult to study. Like I found that many European people, they didn't tell me, but actually one of the European people, they just came to my mother's workplace, to my mother's, store. Maybe he or she told me that Chinese is a very difficult language to learn because they found its alphabet very complicated. Especially Chinese has no alphabet, so it makes it difficult for you. Even its text is still, its texts are still illegible. I mean, its text can't be read easily like Spanish or French or English because they use Romance as an alphabet. So you can say A to Z, A B C to Z, and it's very easy. You also can learn Italian because of its similarities. And so today is all about my self-introduction. I also did many things relevant to simple situations during my self-introduction. So I hope you don't mind for my speech today. I hope you don't mind my speech today. So I'm so happy for myself I'm happy that I speak. This is actually my second time that I speak to all of you in YouTube. So I hope to join all of you again in the future, especially working as a teacher of English, especially your colleagues. So today it's very nice. So have a nice dinner. Thank you for your attention. All right. Thank you.